June 26th. Right now, the NBA draft is going on as I'm recording this. I think they're halfway or beyond halfway through the first round. And I love basketball. It's my favorite sport to play and one of my favorite to watch. But sadly, I have problems, except for the playoffs, to really get into the NBA. Even though I live in a town or an area where a professional team is right down the street, and I have access to it all the time. I have problems getting into the NBA, and I just feel that there's way too many teams, and the ownership groups that are in charge of the teams do such a poor job running them that the product that there is on the court just doesn't match what they're asking for in viewership and ticket prices. With most professional sports, or like I'll take that back, with sports that are played outside, an ambiance is usually created at the field where it takes place. A football stadium is a really fascinating place to watch a game, and baseball fields are, at least in my opinion, are beautiful. When it comes to indoor competitive sports or spectator sports, the ambiance normally isn't there, or it can't be created just in its environment. It has to be created through the people that are there. The facility itself is not going to make it beautiful. It's usually the people that are at the events and the climate that and the traditions of the franchise really make it a place to be. Madison Square Garden isn't the most amazing facility, but the history of the building and the people who go to those games make it an amazing place to be. When you go to the Target Center and watch the Timberwolves, most people are sitting on their hands, and it's not that attractive of a building, and there's really no reason to go inside for 3 hours. And so here's my kind of harebrained idea on how to, if I were in charge of the NBA and I had complete control, I would take a page from some of the European soccer leagues, and I would look at the franchises, and I would keep the top 20 teams with history and based off of history and record and stability, and the bottom 10 would become their own separate secondary league. Right now, the NBA does have a minor league system. The NBDL, I think it's a very poorly ran minor league system as well. But the 10 bottom teams would be their own association, but they're not stuck in that section. They would have their after proving themselves to be a healthy franchise, they would be able to move themselves back into the main leagues. And the way that the top 20 teams, they would be given more cap space to be able to have the top players, and the teams that were the top team or the bottom 10 teams would have lesser cap space. So you'd have all your top talent in the main league, your second tier in your in the secondary league, and the NBDL would still be a minor league farm system for the top 20 teams to develop their talents and make their franchises stronger. I know that will never happen. There's way too much money at stake, but if you were able to get rid of quite a few different franchises, or make them, they don't necessarily have to go away, but they at least would have to, they wouldn't be part of the main league and be playing for a different prize. Because being a sports fan that lived in Wisconsin and then now lives in Minnesota, with two franchises that have just been inferior for so long, and there really is no glimmer of hope for years to come, and there's no real history. Right? I mean, the Bucks have some history with Oscar Robertson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, But beyond that, I mean, you can't look at the past 15, 20 years and say these were great moments in the team's history. So that's kind of my long sports rant. I want to like the NBA a lot more than I do. I enjoy the WNBA, but I think that's more that I like cheering for the squad, not only because they win, but it's fun taking Shayla to the games. But it's also a smaller league, and so the quality is usually more even throughout the league, and that makes a huge difference in viewership. So that's all I've got for now. Hope that your day is going well, and I will talk to you later. Bye.